Hello and welcome to another episode of Internet Marketing Revealed. My guest today, well, I'm not actually quite sure how to introduce him. Just to give you, the listeners, some context, prior to having a guest on the show, I invite them to fill out a short form just to give them some information about themselves, about their business, just so we can have a bit of structure for the episode overall. But I think the form must have not been working correctly, or there must have been some other technical hitch, because this is basically the introduction that I've got for today's guest. So today's guest wanted to be introduced as the amazing, handsome, beautiful, best motocross rider in the UK, Lord Benjamin Poulter. Now, I can see at least 3 or 4 things wrong with that for a start.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to need to see some paperwork about those lordship credentials. But all that aside, welcome to the show, Benjamin.
Thank you very much, Dave. Nice to be here. And the funny thing is, I have actually got law credentials for my birthday once. I basically own a bit of land in the Lake District. It might
Right.
be a foot by a foot big, but apparently it entitles you to be called a lord, which was, I think, it's like a gimmick, like when you own a star. You're never going to see it. Well, actually, I might go up there one day, but
Yeah.
sure. I haven't been there as yet.
Have you got room to build? You've not got room to build a castle on this land?
Maybe one out of Lego, possibly, but that's about it.
Okay, so I mean that's great. So that's all the proof that we need here. So at least
Great.
I'm speaking with land royalty at the very least here. So aside from that, then you better tell us about these bikes as well, seeing as that seems to be quite important.
When I was younger, I was into motocross and I used to ride across the fields and things, and they used to have beat up bikes. But then since I've started like online marketing and then stopped doing my electrician job, my last job that obviously I was doing for 20 years, I thought, right, well, I need something to do basically. And I thought I'd get back into motocross. And I've got cousins and friends that also do it. So I've made I've got a reconnected sort of thing with another group of friends. And now I've got straight back into my motocross. I'm out of the group. I'm one yet to hurt myself desperately, like where I have to sort of give it a miss for a week. But yeah, every week now we go motocross and go around the UK on these tracks, which I thoroughly enjoy. I'm 40 years old sort of thing. I'm not going to be the best, but it's something I really enjoy. It gets my adrenaline pumping. And especially with what happened in the past few years, I couldn't go off snowboarding because I used to do, well, I did that maybe 2 or 3 years ago as well, which did it every year. But because we couldn't travel, I thought, right, back into my motocross sort of thing. But yeah, I've definitely took on to that now and I really enjoy it. And boys and toys sort of thing, stuff like that, because you like to take them apart, you like to clean them and stuff like that, really.
Yeah, plenty to keep you busy on the weekend when you're not doing all this.
Keep it shut away in the garage out of the way, yeah.
So was that something that you also used to do as a kid as well, or was that something that you've just more recently got into?
No, well, as a kid, I was always playing around with engines. Well, playing around with sort of my push bike, my BMX, and always fixing that. But then obviously escalated up because my first career, I always wanted to be a mechanic. I want to be a mechanic. Used to take the cars apart, fix them, help my dad fix them. My dad was a bit of a jack of all trades. So he'd do builder, plastering, and he'd do everything, do mechanics. So obviously I had my hand as well, giving him a hand. I was growing up. So then that's what I did when I first left school, was mechanics, which I did that for a year, got qualified, went to college and everything, got qualified in a year's course, not fully qualified. But the reason why I quit that, I was 16, young, silly, but I also worked in a restaurant in the evening where I was washing up. So I got my hands clean. I said, oh, well, because the other lads used to say, well, when you're a waiter, you get to meet a lot of people and a lot of nice girls. And I said, right, can I stop being a washer upper now? And then can I do the waitering? I said, Ben, you can't be a waiter. You can't serve food with grease under your fingernails. So I thought, right, I want to meet girls. So I quit being a mechanic to be a waiter at the restaurant in the evening, which was fun. But obviously, well, I think everyone has their path sort of thing. And I chose to do that at the time, then go back to college to do bookkeeping. So I did college of bookkeeping and worked as a waiter in the evening.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised you had the dirty fingernails really, because surely if you were washing up in the restaurant there, some of that, the washing up liquid must have been industrial strength stuff,
It was, yeah, but
enough to take the skin off your fingers as well.
it was, but when I turned up to do the work, I'd have like dirty hands, mechanic sort of dirty hands. I think now they wear. Well, back in the day when I was sort of doing it, they didn't have the gloves and they didn't have that special gel that you used to wash hands with all the time. So now they have the gloves, and you got mechanics more likely have lovely soft hands because they're in the gloves all day. But from when I was doing it, I was the apprentice, so I got to do all the dirty jobs, which I didn't quite enjoy either.
Yeah,
But you got to
that
start at
seems
the
to be the
bottom.
thing. Yeah, that seems to be the thing when you're a kid and you start having your first job or two. You think it's going to be great. You think you're
Oh,
basically going to be
definitely.
running the place within a week.
Exactly.
And,
Yeah, you've got aspirations to think,
uh,
yeah, look at these. This is going to be great. When they give you something difficult, all right, I can't do that. Like, how do I do that? Or I've done it completely wrong, and it's sort of, I don't know, it's sort of a kick in the teeth when you say, yeah, you've spent all day doing that, but it's completely wrong because you've got to learn, haven't you? You do it's trial and error. You've got to learn by your mistakes, but it's tough pill to swallow sometimes, even more so when you're young, I think.
yeah. Did you ever graduate then from doing the dishwashing to being a waiter? Then
I
did that
did,
ever
yes.
transpire?
I
Yeah.
did. I was a waiter for about a month, but then I realised I could get more money working delivering pizzas because I started. I got from 16 to 17. I had a license because when I was 16, I had a moped 50cc went around on, so that got me to and from my jobs. But then when I got a car, well, hey, I could deliver pizzas. But that is another story. Sort of. Well, I'll tell you the little bit. I worked for Domino's, but there was a few of us worked for Domino's, but they sacked me only because I ate a pizza. I just was so hungry after college all day, and I ate one of the pizzas. And they said, "Sorry, Ben, you got to go," which I completely understand. But they were in the town that I lived in, sort of thing. There was a few different pizza parlors, so I just went around delivering pizzas, and then earned a lot better money than was waitering, and was doing college for bookkeeping in the day as well.
Yeah. You've had a fairly varied part-time career overall.
Yes, well, I didn't finish the bookkeeping either, to be honest. Because when I was doing the bookkeeping, obviously you have 6 weeks holiday in the summer, and someone else come along, and they said, "Oh, Ben, do you want to be electrician's mate?" I was like, "Well, yeah, it'd be something good for summer sort of thing. I will get paid half decent money." And the first week, so I went and got the job as electrician's mate, and the first week I was in Manchester, and then I found out that I knew someone within the company, and he sort of took me under his wing because he lived in the same village. And I went to school with his daughter, so he thought, I said, "Oh yeah, Ben, I'll look after Ben." So the next week I was in Luxembourg. After that, I was in Amsterdam. After that, I was in Paris. So I sort of quit being a accountant to do bookkeeping because then they sort of offered me. They said, "Right, Ben, do you want to be electrician, do an apprenticeship?" I said, "Yeah, if you're going to send me to all these places."
Yeah, I
So
didn't think an electrician lived such a jet-set lifestyle.
well, yeah, this is a different sort of thing. This was because it was to do with DC power. I don't know if you know about that. It's telephone communications. So it's a company that we subcontracted for. This company in Kettering, where I live, it's subcontracted for a company called Emerson, which was Swedish, but then got bought out by the US. But they did like servers and everything like that. It was pretty interesting, to be honest, all over. Then after going around Europe, and because I got in with the management as well, I said, "Right, Ben, do you want to go to Japan? Do you want to go Hong Kong? Do you want to go to Singapore?" So yes, of course. And because I was the apprentice, when I was out in Japan, and the full-time electrician that I was with, the one that was qualified, that sort of clerk of works, he had to go home every 3 weeks because obviously he had a family. So I said, "Ben, you either you stay in Japan and wait for the next person to get there, the next manager to get there, or you can be paid to wait because it was cheaper for me to live out in Japan than it was in the UK." So I said, "Well, I'll wait." And there wasn't much to do in Japan. So the week that I had to wait, I went across to Singapore, and wherever I just partying basically, and it was, "Oh, what hostel are you staying at? Where are you staying and stuff?" No, I'm staying in that hotel. So I used to get all these backpackers around in my hotel, and we'd basically have the food. Like basically, the best delicious of the day was a club sandwich. We'd all have club sandwiches and drink daiquiris and things like that. It was a brilliant lifestyle at the time, and it was so cheap back in the day, because this is probably 2000. 2003, something like that. It was quite a long time ago, but yeah, it was great. I was traveling all over Japan, Hong Kong, Argentina, and Miami, all over. I was jet setting. It was fantastic. I loved it. I was getting paid a good amount of money as well as an apprentice, and all I'd do is come back I'd come do 3-week block release for my apprenticeship. It was meant to be a 3-year apprenticeship. But they said, Ben, because you never come back sometimes for the course, you have to do another year. So I was like, fine, no worries. And because I wasn't stupid sort of thing, I was quite clever and got my qualifications. They said, because you do another year and you're here again, we'll shove these other qualifications in that you can get as well. So when I finally become qualified 4 years later, I was higher up than I expected to be as an electrician. So that let me in good stead to get another job, which was lucky, because after my final qualification, become an electrician, they phoned me up and said, oh, Ben, you're no longer employed. I was like, oh, sugar, what have I done? They said, oh, the company's going to liquidation. So I just become qualified. And before that, I was basically jet setting around the world. Yeah, after that, I was working in Slough with a hard hat and a high vis. And it was complete change. That's how easy things can change.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that company must have gone into liquidation probably off the back of paying your bar bill then, was it? And putting
More
up
than likely,
all these backpackers in your hotel. I bet those club sandwiches in Singapore didn't come that cheap.
No, it was good. It was a good time. But they never grumbled about the money sort of thing that we were spending. But because we were out there, we were away from home. So it didn't matter to me, because I was 19, and it didn't really bother me being away. But the other people, they went home because they had families and things like that. I was having the time of my life.
Yeah, I can imagine. I never imagined that being an apprentice electrician would be so exciting. You know that.
Oh no,
is
definitely. So, I
literally
landed on my feet there. So I got a couple of mates at a job as well, where my brother, we also went out to Australia as well. So a few of us did get in there, and we got like a gang of us that were the ones that went abroad. We didn't do it to Manchester, no way. We went to Luxembourg, and we went to Hong Kong and Australia, and it was brilliant. But the thing is, like, what you realise now, because a few things have happened like that in my career as an electrician. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. There's always something that will happen, like liquidation. The contract goes to someone else, and that company that it went to doesn't want you.
No, that is so true. That whatever you're doing in life, nothing ever lasts forever.
Guaranteed, sort of thing.
You've gone from this rock star jet set lifestyle, and then you're back on the site in Slough of all places. Dark clouds, rain, high vis jacket, probably wondering where it all went wrong.
Well, yeah, traveling down in the old beat up Rover, I remember it to this day. Leaving at 4 o'clock in the morning to get on site for 6. Completely different.
Where did things go from there?
4 or 5 years ago, maybe, where I tried to employ people, but then the people that you'd employ would ring you up going, oh, Ben, I don't know how to do this. What's the point of you being there then? Because I'm giving you this amount to do the job, and I got me on the phone half the time, so it stopped me doing the work. And so I tried to go into a manager position for another company, which I didn't enjoy either. So I tried different things to stay within the industry, but then I'm 6'4". So climbing around in people's lofts and climbing up on these cherry pickers and that, I didn't enjoy it anymore. My heart was out of it, sort of thing. I didn't have fun. But although I was the only reason I did it because of the money I earned. The money was good. It enabled me to have nice holidays, have nice cars and things like that. And I valued that a lot more than the hours that I was working from 6 in the morning till 10 at night. Until sort of I thought, right, I want to try something different. So then I thought, well, I'm going to look into doing something else online. I can't remember even where I saw it. Maybe on Facebook, where I was surfing and working online. So I looked into crypto, and obviously I didn't know enough about crypto to be able to invest in it. And it was skeptical because there were so many scare stories out there. So I thought, well, Forex would be the option for me. And I did have a little success story for that, because my daughter lived sort of 3/4 an hour away in Birmingham. So I was driving on the way to Birmingham and playing with, okay, I probably should say this, but I was playing with my phone. But and I made £2,000. on the forex trading on this app on my phone. I thought, that's brilliant. So I gave it to my daughter on the way home. I said, just do this, just do that. Well, on the way back, I lost it. So that was a massive lesson to learn as well. So I thought, right, I've got to start something properly. I think it was a bit of a gamble for me, forex trading. I enjoyed it, yeah, and it's a big rush when you win, but it's a bit of a sad one when you lose as well. It's a gamble. I didn't do any training on it. I just give it a go.
Yeah,
So
and
then,
you see so many people, especially on Facebook, who are dabbling in forex, and they're all very quick to share their big wins, whether they're on the live accounts or whether they're on demo accounts, which is quite
exactly,
possibly more likely given the
yeah,
size of some of these wins that they're sharing.
I
But
know
then they tend to disappear just as abruptly as
that
they
appeared.
appeared. So you would expect that they've probably blown their bank along the way.
Exactly, and that's it. Yeah,
It's not as easy as it looks, or
everyone thinks they're going to be the Wolf of Wall Street, don't they? That's the thing.
yeah,
And go because I watch these films. It's one of these things. You watch a film and you get inspiration. You think, yeah, I can do that. Well, it's a film, so they're going to show you the good parts, aren't they? In real life, I assume there's a lot of people that have sort of lost out on maybe trading and index funds and sort of investing. It is a little bit of a gamble to me. Well, it depends what you invest in, I assume, to where you
yeah,
go from. So then after that, I thought, right, I'm going to start Amazon FBA. Something, a video I saw maybe or something enticed me to think, well, yeah, this is a feasible. No, I'll tell you what it was. It was my friend. He quit being a manager for a big company and started an Amazon FBA, and he told me about it. I thought, well, I could do this. I'll give that a go. So I went on and I found like Jungle Scout and found so many products. Obviously, got excited because I thought, right, I'm going to invest this much money, and bought loads from China. Got them straight in and onto Amazon, where the Amazon shop was up and running, and it was going well. I'd do my description, and then I'd use. I think there's Amazon something on there where you can pay to be sort of top.
yeah, like a featured
Yeah,
listing, is
featured
it?
things you pay to play basically in
Yeah,
every game. I think you pay to play, but you can be featured in that. And then it got the sales up because the thing is what I found with Amazon FBA is even if there's 100 people selling that same product, it's still a lucrative product. So go for it because if you can get that top gap, then that's what's going to make you better. You got to pay to play. You got to get to the top. So that's what I did. I paid to play, and then obviously there's one product that I got, these little RFID wallets. Basically, because cars are getting stolen all over at the minute with the radio signals from your key, you put your key inside a little it's like an RFID radio signal blocker, basically overnight. Then people can't steal your car from outside your house. Which I thought, yeah, it's great. I think the UK needs them. So I went through. I think I got 750 to start with, and it was going so well. I got 7,500, and they sold out as well. So that was going fantastic. I was going well, and also at the time as well, I was going to the local Tesco's, and there's an Argos warehouse in where I live, and picking up products and just putting them up on a pallet, shipping them off to Amazon FBA. I was having the time of my life. It was brilliant. It was selling out. I was making money. Amazon take quite a bit of a cut, to be honest, but they were selling it all for you. And then I found Blue Tack, which Blue Tack sold for £9.98 in America, where I was buying it for 75p in the UK. So obviously, I bought 5,000 of them, shipped them off on a pallet. It did cost me a few £100 to get them to the UK and to get through customs to get them into Amazon. But once they're in there, they sold like hotcakes. It was brilliant. It was going well until someone else come along and said, "Hey, this is doing well. I can do that." With the Blue Tack, it wasn't branded to me, so that was proper like Blue Tack brand. So someone else jumped on that. So then I was in competition. So it was $9.98 down to $6.98, and then I think it got to about $2, which this guy had more guts than me because he must have been importing, I don't know, 50,000. So that sort of dropped out the American market for me. And then the same thing happened in the UK with the RFID wallets. People were selling them for 99 cents. Well, I was paying £1 something to get them sent out. So when I was originally selling for $5.99, so I thought, well, again, this is not going to last forever. I went to ClickFunnels and then did the one funnel away challenge, which I thought was brilliant. That was great. Really enjoyed that. But then obviously I found out that I needed a product. So what a lot of people do as well, they do the one funnel away challenge to promote the one funnel away challenge, which helped me get people to subscribe, which pays for ClickFunnels now. That's why I use ClickFunnels, because I enjoy the software, and I think it is good. And they've got a massive update coming out now as well. But so that pays for itself. And I think I make maybe $200 a month off of people that subscribe through me as well. So, but then it wasn't something that was going to make me. I'm still working. I'm still doing jobs as an electrician. I'm still doing this at night. So I'm still sort of burning myself out. And I didn't want that. I wanted to change what I was. I didn't want to be an electrician. I sort of decided I want to do something online. I enjoy doing online. I enjoy speaking to people all over the world. So then I went to Australia, not for a walkabout or anything, not to get my head together, but for a wedding. Whilst I was there, we did have a bit of a walkabout and get around and sort of give me a taste of what life was like if you didn't have to do a 9 to 5. You weren't tied down, sort of thing. You didn't have to go here at this certain time. You didn't have to answer. Because I was in Australia, it was a different time zone to the UK. No one phoned me about work, because when they did, I was in bed. So I didn't answer it. So it was, I just thought, this is what I want. This is the life. I'm so much happier when I come back. Because obviously, we were all meant to go, the whole family, but the girls were doing their exams. So my girlfriend said, "Oh, we can't go to Australia." I said, "We? I can." So I went on my own. But you were so much happier. Like, because I don't know, maybe I was a moody git when I was being an electrician. I was probably a bit stressed, and I was different. And so then when I come out of Australia, I thought, right, I've got to look into. I wanted to go to Funnel Hacking Live in obviously America, to say, right, this is going to help me. I invest in myself to pay, because I invested in myself. It's the first time I really invested in myself, because I'm religiously tight. Well, I have been quite tight at things. I don't want to chalk out money unless I get something physical in my hand from it. I don't want to pay for training, no way. But that's the sort of attitude I had. So then I looked into going to obviously Funnel Hacking Live, but when I come back from America as well, we were on lockdown and we couldn't go anywhere. So I thought, well, I'm not going to just wait because you don't know how long this is going to be over. So I was looking into Russell Brunson and then found another guy come up. So I thought, right, buy his book, read that, and it sort of resonated with me. I thought, yeah, I relate to this guy. He's got same struggles what I sort of had or have.
What was that? What was the book?
That was The Iceberg Effect by Dean Holland. And same sort of, because he come from the same sort of background where, well, he did chef work in a restaurant, but then also was in the building industry. But then sort of related to it a bit. But then obviously you get an upsell to maybe a sort of a opportunity to go in a high ticket program and to learn more and to promote other products. And then my skepticalness kicked in again. No, $2,000, not doing that. Rip off. So I thought, right. And they obviously after I spoke to I got a few emails and they said, well, do you want to register a call? Yeah, I'll register a call. I'll catch this guy out. I'll ask him 1,000 questions. So detail my questions down and then got on the phone to him. Well, he was great. He sort of answered all my questions, told me that it wasn't a get rich quick scheme. So don't start getting that into your head. You're not going to be a millionaire tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. Which I thought, doesn't it? Because everyone else told me it does, but it doesn't. So he told me the truth. Then he said, "Well, would you?"
Sorry, was it Dean you spoke to, or was it?
No,
somebody...
it was one of his team. I can't remember the guy's name now, but it might have been Glenn. But it was one of Dean's team that obviously phoned me up because he's getting quite big now, sort of thing. A lot as well. I think there's 1,200 people in his group on Facebook. So yeah, he's getting bigger and better. So obviously it was one of his team that phoned me up, and so he said, "What? So do you think this is a good fit for you? Like, cause we're happy to offer you the position, because I think they like to speak to people as well to make sure the current position they're in, because you can't just have anyone go onto your course. I know that on a high ticket program now, I experience that people do go into it with false hopes, and when it doesn't work out, they badmouth them and put them down and say, well, this is not going to work out. So I think they wanted to speak to people as well. So I said, right, I'm going to think about it. Might see what happens now. He's going to sort of bully me into buying it. Okay, no worries. Speak to you later. And he said, I'll give you a call in a week. Just hung up on me in a way, sort of thing. He didn't pressurize me to buying it or selling it. So I thought of it. I talked to my girlfriend as well because I can get roped in quite easy. I'm a bit of a what do you call it?
Easily led is the
Easily
phrase.
led, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, get excited about things like this is a great idea. Yeah, let's do this, and it doesn't work out. I'm one of these people like, yeah, we'll do this. I'm a great at motocross. Let's go up there, break your leg. Wasn't that good, but something like that sort of person I am. I get easy led. So I spoke to my girlfriend that never sort of knew anything about it, and she was like, no, £2,000, not a chance. $2,000, whatever, not a chance. Don't do that. So I was like, right, okay. I looked into it a lot more. I looked into reviews and read a lot more about it for about a week. And then I didn't. He said he'd phone me back, but I said no, I'm ready. I want to opt in, and sort of the rest was history. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did because it was detailed training and of in what to do, how to do it, and then why you use an autoresponder, why you're using funnels, why you're using that. It's not just do this, just do that. It gives you an explanation, and there was no like from what I'd been doing before with watching the YouTube videos. There was always, hey, you want to find out more? There's this in the course that you actually invested yourself in. It was you want to find out more? Click on the next video. You don't have to pay $500 or $10 or anything to invest in yourself step by step, because I think with the YouTube videos you get sent down a rabbit hole and there's
Yeah.
more and more and more. But this one I had it all in one place, so there wasn't sort of where I had to get upsold anything. It was all there. I had it all. So I spent maybe, well, I think it was a week. I was in it every evening, and I had a few days off from work and stuff like that. So I sort of got right into it, and the more I did it, the more I enjoyed it, the more I learned. So because it didn't let you implement it straight away. You didn't sign up and go, hey, links, go promote, because I think they were skeptical.
You weren't just given everything right away. Was it more drip fed?
No, well, basically what they do is like a quick start challenge, quick start blueprint, which you have to go through to basically understand how it all works in real life. Like, because obviously I'd watched a lot of YouTube videos and thought I had a great understanding, naive to myself, thinking, right, yeah, this is how it works. This is great. Just spam it here, spam it there, and it'll work out. Well, it wasn't working out, so this is why I looked for somewhere else. But yeah, so the quick start challenge, and I was eager to get them links, get them affiliate links. So, but then going through the quick start blueprint, it sort of opened your eyes a bit to say, yeah, you're building a business. You're not doing it for a quick win. You might get a quick win here, quick win there, but it's not going to last. You want to sort of build a reputation, build a brand, build a business. And the thing is about the program that I'm inside of now with Dean Holland, it's not just for, hey, this is promoting this high ticket. It's educating you in the fact to go out there and maybe, I don't know, a year or two later, do your own course or your own products, or evolve into coaching like a lot of people do with affiliate marketing. It's just options are endless in a way. So this is why I enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, I think it's more of a mindset shift as well. Looking at things, trying to do things properly, looking more to the long term as well, to try and actually build a real business out of it rather than just doing things like what you talked about before and things like I've done in the past as well, where you are literally just throwing mud against the wall, hopping from one thing to another, hoping that it sticks, or always chasing that next short-term sale, and then when it comes, or if it comes, then you're wondering what to do next. So I'm assuming this was that turning point for you where you stop being that kind of marketer or newbie marketer, and now you're trying to do something properly.
Yeah, well, to learn as well, to invest. Like the massive turning point was investing in myself, and it's like when I was an electrician, I didn't come out of school one day and think, right, I can be an electrician. And obviously the government over it, or the funded, I think through the company, funded and paid for me to learn. Well, then I become an electrician through someone paying for it. But obviously you don't get funded to become an affiliate marketer, unless you're going to sponsor yourself or you have a sponsor possibly. You have to invest in yourself. And that was sort of like a light bulb moment. This is what I need to do. This is not going to work out unless I learn, unless I, well, I think you could learn for free. And a lot of people do learn for free off YouTube and maybe books and stuff like that. But then a lot of people sort of get down in the dumps saying, well, it's not working. This is not working. And the thing with a high ticket program, and people, someone said the other day to me, oh, so you learned how to promote high ticket programs from a high ticket program to a high ticket program. So he's sort of skeptical about it. Well, I had to explain to him saying, well, but how did you become a chef? You learn from a chef. This is how, exactly, this is how the world works. If you're not interested enough to learn, and you're not going to get anywhere. This is what I was like. I wanted the success. I wanted everything like that, but I wasn't invested in myself enough. And like you say, the mindset thing, I felt it's quite a big thing. And I speak to a lot of people about mindset, and like it excites me to think, yeah, I used to think this, I used to think that, and not just with the affiliate marketing though. I think a lot of aspects in life. Like with cash, I used to be one of these people that thought, right, I've got loads of cash in the bank. This is brilliant. Yep, great. I can do what I want. But I'm not going to because I have to spend it. Well, what's that cash going to do sitting in the bank? Nothing. It's just like having a potato sitting in your cupboard. Nothing. It's going to do. It's
Great
not going to
analogy.
do. Yeah, well, I think potato's going to go rotten. I know that. Well, it's not going to gain value, is it? Well, I think it did. I had £2,000 in an account, and it got £2,009 over 2 years, which wound me up because obviously you see a lot of online, but then you're skeptical about like, well, yeah, you don't want to invest it in this asset, that asset. What about investing it in yourself? It's a no-brainer.
Well, exactly. I mean, if you don't invest in yourself, then nobody else is going to. So
no one's come along, not at this age.
yeah, yeah. Tell me about it.
Yeah, right. No, you've got to do it yourself. Mum and dad are like, no way, I've done my bit.
So you went through Dean's training program. Presumably, you must have got things. You followed the training. You got things set up as was taught to you. I mean, did you have run into any challenges or any difficulties as you were going along?
Definitely. I didn't. When I first started out as well, I'm one of these people that think, right, you get a course, you follow it step by step, and it all works. But it's different for everyone. People see things in a different way. People do things in a different way. So some of the challenges was where maybe organic outreach ads. I started with ads. Yeah, that didn't work either because I didn't word it right. I didn't. Yeah, with ads, there's so many aspects. If you're going to do Google ads, do a course on learning how to do Google ads. Don't just go out there and give it a go. Because I watched a video once where they said, "Hey, sign up to Google ads. I give you £75 for free to play with." Well, yeah, of course they do, because you're not going to do anything. You're just going to spend that £75, and then maybe it'll go over to 90. Because it will do nothing. You haven't got things set up properly. Like there's a reason for a landing page, there's a reason for an email list, and the reasons for things is what you need to know for things to work efficiently, for things to work properly. Which obviously I learned now. I'm not saying that I know every single detail, but it interests me to when you learn why things happen, why you buy. Look at yourself to like why you purchased that or why you clicked on that, and what gets your hook story off, a sort of thing. Why you go into it. You got to look at yourself because, well, yourself is your perfect avatar in a way. What you want to help. But for myself, I want to help people that don't like their job, that are stressed out and want a different opportunity, don't want a different way. So that was exactly me. But forgot where I was going.
Yeah. Any challenges when you were setting up or
yes.
going through the training and getting things set up the way you wanted to get them?
Setting up wise, well, I knew I wanted to use ClickFunnels. They used a different funnel software in Dean Holland's program, but I knew I wanted to use ClickFunnels because I've done that work and got it to pay for itself. And I thought, well, I'm not going to jack that in now and then have two funnel pro softwares. So I sort of knew I had to adapt a little bit anyway. So it maybe took me a bit longer to go through it, maybe a month or so to get it fine tuned. But within that month or so after the Quick Start Challenge, I was able to promote. I was able to get things set up, but didn't go out because what I'd learned in the sort of week, I learned that you don't spam. that spamming doesn't work. Like, trust me, you've tried that. Don't do it. And it will damage you rather than anything. Because like these days sort of thing where people spam or they just put a link up there and this massive bit of text, you think, I'm not going to read it because it's jargon. Like, in a way, you ignore it and no one takes much note of it. You've got to sort of entice people in and tell them a story, then get them to maybe reach out to you. Then that's, if they can be asked to reach out to you, you know, at least that's one step. They're a little bit interested and they're not going to be these people that just want a quick dumb view system, maybe, or want someone else to do it all for me. I don't want to do any hard work. Well, you're not going to get far if you don't want to put the effort in yourself. This is what I found out, obviously, the hard way. So the challenges that I had, there's obviously when you enroll in a group, a mentorship program sort of thing with Dean Holland or a lot of other high ticket affiliate programs, there's a group. And I suppose it was my male sort of, I don't want to ask questions. I know things. I don't have to do that. And there was in the train, you get training as well with it. So in the training, they say, ask questions. If you don't know, there's always someone else. Because obviously this program's been going for a little while. There's someone else ahead of you that's had the problem. There's someone else behind you that might also be in your position that don't want to ask that question. So I just went in, asked questions. How do you do this? Like, I'm struggling with traffic. I'm struggling with my landing page. I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with that. Or even if you just fed up, I'm fed up, man. I'm burnt out or something. It's people who give you advice. And there was one guy on there that sort of went, right, I don't know whether he felt sorry for me or what, but he reached out on their messenger and just started talking to me like, do this, try that. And even though you might get a little bit of progress from what is detailed to you with maybe organic outreach, that then you can work on it. If this works, work on it. If it doesn't work, don't do it. But you sort of step by step and he taught me in a way to learn don't just go out and do it and find out why you did it, how you did it, and if it did work, then replicate it and then work on it. Don't just think you're going to do 10 things and hope they work. Because if you don't track it and use your numbers, you're not going to know what did or didn't work. So you're just going to carry on doing 10 things. It's going to be the same thing, 10 things, 10 things, 10 things. So it's just a massive thing about, there's a lot more underneath that you've got to look into. You can't just go out there and say, hey, yeah, I'm an affiliate marketer. Hey, you want to buy my course? It doesn't work like that. You've got to educate people in the fact that this is how you do it. This is how it needs to be done. And there's certain techniques. You can't just turn up and call yourself that one day.
You've got a couple of mentors by the sounds of it in the group.
Yep.
Who are helping you along as well. How long did it take you then to start seeing some results?
Results sort of happened, I think, after a year of signing up. It took me around 9 months to actually sort of get traction. With the thing is, as well, and within the program, there's not just a high ticket program. Hey, you can buy this program, it's a $2,000. There's sort of incentives like the book, or there's smaller sort of little training courses where there's other programs that within internet profits that you can help people in, like traffic training, maybe free training, free downloads. There's so many different lead magnets which you can use. And obviously Russell Brunson named Dean Holland's funnel as the ultimate funnel. And that's for a reason, because there's so many different options in there that you can help people. Like, yep, the main product is the high ticket program, but a lot of people don't, skeptical like myself, sort of thing. I don't want to spend $2,000. It's a lot of money. So maybe if there's $100 for this training, but all these little bits of training lead up to the high ticket. This is the thing. Like they can always be in the background there. And if that little bit of training for $100 was valuable to that customer, they think, right, I enjoyed that. That helped me. That helped me promote this offer that I'm doing at the moment. I want to be able to get better commissions, and this training resonates with me. So it all leads towards the high ticket offer, which is in Dean Holland's high ticket affiliate marketing program. So yeah, and then that's when I started getting small wins. I think in 9 months, small win here, small win then. It sort of generates you think, about right now I need to find out how I'm doing it or what I'm doing, and you look at your conversations you had, or look at maybe the post you did that brought someone in that people are interested in. then it all, and you look back maybe a week later or 2 weeks later, you think, hang about, someone's bought a whole lot. You're like, what?
Gone
Oh,
through the entire
brilliant.
funnel.
It's gone through the entire funnel for what, this is valuable, this is valuable, this is valuable. So you I don't know, it's just maybe it's in me, I get like quite excited. So you reach out to that person and go, hey man, do you want any help? And stuff like that. They're like, yeah, great. Yeah, but you got any questions, you can ask them. So they ask you a few questions and basically they ask you the brute honestly, didn't they? How much do you earn? How much you do? You tell them the truth. You can't. I'm not one of these people that sit there. I'm crap at lying. My girlfriend will know that. Hey, I'm a millionaire. I've got 60 million thousand pounds or anything like that. Can't do that because I haven't got it. And so, and I think I'll come across as that. But so you tell them the truth. Say yes, I've earned $1,000 more than likely from your course that you just bought. But look how you did it. Well, this is the thing. You're telling the truth from yourself, and this is what I did. And then that $1,000. If I do that twice, that's that course paid for. So, in a way, and then a couple of months down the line, it keeps happening. And all the work that you're putting into now it sort of builds up. So you've got to keep your momentum going. And then you see your tracking and you see and people. And the one person that bought some products for me, when was it? Last week or the week before, maybe I told him to get the book. We went through the funnel again and thought, right, I want this, want that. And I said, oh, great. If you're anywhere local, we could have a beer. So I'm down the road in Bedford. Oh, brilliant. So I nipped down and had lunch. We sat and had lunch together because we didn't have a beer in the day sort of thing, but I had a spare afternoon. So I thought, I'd nip down there, had lunch. And it was good to talk to someone about marketing because all my friends
Face to face as well. Yeah,
yeah,
it is always nice when you can meet somebody who's involved in the industry as well in the flesh.
yeah, and hear their story.
Yeah. It's always good when you can do that. So I mean that's your affiliate marketing side of things. The journey continues,
It
obviously,
does.
but you've also now gone into podcasting as well.
Yeah.
So what made you decide that you were going to get into that?
Well, with a few people I spoke to, well, not spoke to, maybe listened to their training, like Dean Holland, Russell Brunson, they always say, well, I think Russell Brunson has documented his journey very well. And Dean Holland said he didn't do it as well as he wanted to do it. But he said the best thing you do is document your journey, not just for other people to see how you've made it or how you've successed, but for yourself as well to go back on to go, hey, remember you were struggling there? What did you do to get over that? So, and I'm not much of a writer. I think I'm not, maybe a self-diagnosed dyslexic, can't even say it, but I'm not much of a writer because I spell wrong. And I always write you the wrong way around every time. I don't know why, but, so, and I like talking, as you may tell. So I started podcasting and just telling people like what I'm up to and maybe the things I've learned and some lessons that maybe I've spoke to someone somewhere and some of the inspiration that I got from someone, not just online but offline as well, because I speak to a lot of people from like a car garage or someone else that's running the business, and it was a landscaping business about how he's getting on with it and stuff like that. It just interesting. So I thought, well, I'm going to talk about it. But then that was going on for maybe 9 months again with the podcast. And I was getting traction, people listening to it, but then not a lot. So I thought, right, I want to upgrade this. And I thought, right, I'll interview other people, but I'm not in a position where I can go to like Tony Robbins and say, hey, do you want to come on my podcast? Because he's obviously a busy man. And so I thought, well, I'm interested to hear how people started out online, how they started out online. Maybe I could find out, well, a little bit of inspiration from them on how they started online, which helped me, which would in turn help an audience. And that is just gone from strength to strength because it helps me so much. In my head, everyone wants to quit their 9 to 5, get out of that 9 to 5 job. No way. Not necessarily. Not everyone wants to quit the 9 to 5 job. There's veterinarians or there's doctors. There's people that are just doing it for a side hustle, affiliate marketing for a side hustle, but they're happy with their job. They love their job. And that's good. So I think, wow, look at this. I'm different to a lot of them. And there's so many different people out there. And this is what you learn. There's so many different ways that people do affiliate marketing, maybe with YouTube channels and with blogs, or some people are writing books. There's so many different options. and you get excited and want to do every single one, don't you? This is the thing. But I'm sticking to a podcast for the minute because, well, just making so many new friends as well to get inspiration from. I think, and this is where I'm going with that.
I think it's a great way to network as well, and just increase your overall network, and hopefully get some introductions from it as well. I think it's something that I've put off myself for a long time. I've wanted to do this podcast for a while now, but always procrastinated on it. But I can only see advantages in doing it, really.
Without a doubt.
We've been going for almost an hour now, and I've hardly said a word.
Sorry, yeah.
You've made my job so easy to create this content today.
Well, this is the thing as well, isn't it? You because you work online and maybe you talk to a few customers or clients every now and again, but when you get to speak to someone like this, it's great. I get a little bit excited because you're talking about things that I'm interested in as well.
But I think if you do something like this, where you're interviewing somebody else, and you're getting their story and their experiences, I think it's entirely more interesting.
Yeah, you've got.
And I think people are going to get a lot of. Yeah, I think people are going to get a lot more out of it, and it's easier as well. I think it's a lot easier because there are going to be endless people who want to talk to you.
Yeah, because once your podcast gets traction as well, you get people along. Like I know for a fact when someone comes on, they go, "Hi, how's it going?" And then you got a podcast. You're like, "Yeah," and I'd like to be on that. You're like, "Okay, I understand." And some people are like, I don't know. The people that you get on, you want to make sure they've got a decent amount to say in a way, sort of thing, and it's good. I don't want you don't want to damage your reputation with your podcast, sort of thing, as well. So obviously, you can, when you can pick and choose who comes on. But yeah, it's fun. But whatever happens, what I do now is always make friends. Always make friends with whoever reaches out, whoever contacts you, even if they're just going, "Hey, buy this, please, buy that. Send me a link. Send me a link." Not interested, mate. But it's very, very nice. Thank you, but it's not my cup of tea. But because I think I used to be a bit abrupt back in the day, where I'm like, get lost or just ignore them. Oh, they're stupid. That's not nice, is it? This is the thing. Just be nice to people. That's all you got to do, and you make friends, and it'll work out in the long run. I had someone that give me a bit of abuse before, but over text message. So I thought, okay, why are you doing that? Oh, you're wrong. This is stupid. I said, okay, well, but I learned this, so this is why I don't think I'm wrong. What do you think? Oh, we end up being friends. We talk all the time now. He tries to ring me on Facebook and that sometimes and that, but it's fine. I'll chat to him. I think people just want to voice their opinion sometimes, and a podcast is a perfect way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you got somebody in your inbox there who wants an argument with you, then why not invite them to come onto the show and you can have a bit of a duel or something?
That'll be a good.
That would make for a great episode.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you could kill two birds with one stone. You might have a few
beats to block out.
Yeah, you can kill two birds with one stone. You can have a great argument with somebody and get your content done for the day as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, what's your end goal for the podcast then?
I enjoy sort of chatting to other people and finding out every single person that you think, like a lady I spoke to a little while ago. It was a bit like a coaching call. She come up with, when people come up with good analysis, like fail to plan to fail. She said a lot of things like that, and I thought, can I write that down? That's a good thing to remember. Like, it's really good to remember. And I don't know whether I'm a big headed, but I do watch some of the podcasts myself over again. I listen to her sometimes. Think she was good. She was clever. And you keep in contact and maybe ask them a question about it later on. Say, hey, what about this? But my bigger picture, my bigger plan, which I wanted to do sooner, is I want to stand on stage. I used to be maybe a bit like, I don't want people to look at me, but I think I've got so much to say. I'd love to stand on stage and do talks, because I had a friend that used to do talks back in the day before all this coronavirus. But then I went to a couple of theatres. I said, right, because I want to get the feel of it. Maybe hire it out for a little while just to see what it's like. Do a talk, practice through, write up, see if I can do it. See if I've got enough content. Because some people like myself, so they might think, yeah, I could talk on stage. Get out. There's all these eyes looking at you. You'd like, oh, sugar. What shall I say? Everyone's looking at me now. I want to try it out. I want to give it a go. I'm not scared to do it, sort of thing. Well, I say this at the moment, but you watch me sitting behind the curtain one day going, I'm doing it. I'll do a video. But yeah, the theatres aren't opening up till February 2022 at the minute, so you can't even book them. So I'm hoping that I can. Well, I'm not going to go for the bloody one in London or anything, but maybe the local ones around here, because there's one that I used to do working, to be honest, is to change the lighting for and stuff. So I know the maintenance guy, and hopefully I can get in contact with the manager and say, look, can I just have, because I assume they'd be empty at the moment, so I could get in there. But yeah, that's not right. You can't get in there whatsoever. So in February sort of thing, I'm trying to get content together to stand up on stage and do these talks. And well, people say it's stupid that you're going to talk to kids. Kids ain't got any money, but I want to educate them in the fact that a 9-to-5 job's not your only option. You have got a lot of other options. You could do Amazon FBA, you can do YouTube. There's so many different options. I just want to help people open their eyes up to myself as well, sort of thing. My age, I was like drowning, I was stuck. I've got to do this till I'm bloody retired. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be an electrician. I didn't want to climb around in a loft. But I didn't think I had any other choice, because I wasn't going to be going to get another career, because I couldn't afford to. But I think with affiliate marketing, I'm not up to the stature what I was earning as an electrician just yet. But I don't have to go out and do this. I don't have to use them tools that I've got in the van. I don't have to buy all this material. I just don't have to do so much more. And I just enjoy it. And I can see myself, well, pretty confident that I'm going to be bigger and better each time. And the thing, you know, in that the meme you get with the ball rolling up the hill, I used to think that flipping ball, my ball's bigger than that. It's well hard, but it's true. It does get easier. It does get better. The more content you create, because if someone comes across you now and says, "Oh yeah, I like what he's talking about," then they've got nowhere else to go. And they're going to like, well, I liked what he was talking about, but he hasn't done any other content, nothing else I can read. But if you've got so much content out there, maybe a website or a blog or videos or podcast, they can listen to a lot more. And this is what's happening. People are getting interested in and becoming my friends from it, sort of thing. But saying, hey, I liked what you're saying there. It's really good. You're helping a lot of people. And I think, well, it's because you're a bit of a, like a warm feeling inside where you maybe help a kid cross the road. It's like, well, yeah, cool. This is good. All this stuff what I'm doing, people do appreciate it. Not just these people that reach out and give me abuse. Because people are always quick to the mark.
Yeah, it's nice to have some positive messages in the
Exactly,
inbox for a change. It makes a nice change.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's been absolutely amazing chatting with you today, Ben. I knew it would be a good podcast.
Brilliant.
That's why I was.
Thank you very much.
I wanted to have you on, so I knew it would be a good one. Can you tell our listeners where is the best place to come and find you and to find out a bit more about what you're up to?
Right, the best place to find me would be Benjamin Poulter on Facebook. That's most of the time where I spend most of the place where I spend my time, sort of thing, on Facebook. So if you find me at Benjamin Poulter, reach out, have a chat, and well, if you want to find my podcast, that'll be that's on my profile as well. But obviously, that's Break the Chains from Your 9 to 5, where you'll find some valuable content on there also.
Excellent. I'll also put some links to your Facebook and the podcast in the notes as well, so people don't have to start searching around blindly and giving up when they can't find it.
The thing is as well, what you find that if they want to find it out that bad, they'll find it. Because the people that click a few links and say, "Oh, I can't be bothered," to be like, "Well, maybe it wasn't meant to be."
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm sure anybody who searches out your podcast is going to get a lot out of it, because you've got some good interviews on there, including one with me.
Yourself included, indeed.
So if people want to get more of me and you together, then they can search out your podcast as well. Okay, so I think we'll wrap that up there. Thank you once again for joining me on the episode today, Ben, and I will chat to you again very soon.
Well, thank you very much.
Please visit internetmarketingreveal.com and davidwalker.net for more free content. If you need a domain name for your business, visit domainsreveal.com, where you'll find more than 1,000 premium domains. And finally, please rate and review this podcast. Thank you again for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode.